live at the moment. The stream is spinning up. So yes, welcome to the Dropzone Nation podcast, episode 1, with our beautiful guest here, Commandlion. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks a lot for coming on. It's really appreciated from our side as well. Let's see.
Sure.
I'm kind of gonna introduce everyone here for just a little bit, for those who might be new and not really know everyone yet. So right below me actually is Paradelton. So Paradelton, if you want everyone to point at me, you can point upwards, and then that's Paradelton. So yeah, make sure to go ahead, introduce yourself. Who are you, Paradelton?
I'm basically the meme lord of Dropzone Nation. I claim to be the best player at this game, but I actually defeated Majus one time after 100 losses, and I'm really proud about that.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
But yeah, pretty much what DZN is, if you don't know it, we are a fan site. We create guides and tournaments and events and are a group of passionate people who want to help this game succeed.
Yeah.
And yeah, I also have Twitter. Post memes there. Hashtag sellout.
Lol.
Lol.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely
also...
go follow on Twitter. Yeah, you can go ahead, Paradelton.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
So I'm the event manager, the event organizer at DZN. Yeah, a meme lord like me. Seems good, right? I know. But yeah, we will host events and tournaments and a cup that will be announced later. Well, it actually is announced, but I will go into detail with the cup. What was I thinking with this and stuff? And you will go on, Majus.
All right, let's go to Majus. So, who are you, Majus?
Which way do I need to point to show it to you, Daegarn?
You need to point to your right to point at me, and Commandlion is to the bottom of you. There you go. Very important stuff here.
Yeah.
So, who are you, Majus?
I'm Majus. I'm an admin at Dropzone Nation. I've been around since the beginning of Dropzone Nation. And yeah, I'm also a competitive Dropzone player, I guess. I'm currently sitting at rank 2, though the leaderboard is kind of broken. I'd honestly be a little bit lower. But yeah, we're also playing at Battle of the Rigs for Team Dropzone Nation. We're hoping to win that, and I'm really excited to get that first podcast going over tonight. And thanks again, Commandlion, for joining us on honestly such short notice.
Yeah. True.
So, yeah, I guess I'll introduce myself real quick as well. I'm Daegarn. Well, I do YouTube videos kind of mostly for EVE Online in the past. Now I do some more Dropzone stuff. I'm related also with Dropzone Nation, obviously, now, making videos for them and just hanging out with the crew. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah, now we can go right ahead and introduce our guest here, Commandlion. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I guess for by way of introductions, of course, I am Andre Carlos. Commandlion is my handle here. I am the Sparkypants community manager for Dropzone. So I am in-house here with the Sparkypants team. And yeah, my job is to work with all of you cool folks who do all the great community stuff. You know, Dropzone Nation being our very first fan site, so all the cool stuff. Paradelton, also, I didn't hear you. Like, you should have put in your intro that you do the raps, man. Like that was
the rap. Yeah, this is a very important point, actually.
Yeah, like this dude, this dude right here next to me spits fire. Like, if you haven't heard him before, you need to go check out his raps.
Alert.
But yeah, like.
Please no.
Wait, I realize I'm pointing
no
the
pro.
wrong. I have to.
No,
yeah,
I
that's
won't
the direction you should point. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Pointing is hard.
Yep.
Yeah, it's mirrored.
So have you seen
the
the video Commandlion? Because there's a video clip of that song now.
I saw the video with Daegarn.
Yeah. Floating in space.
Like I saw that video. I don't know how many other people have seen that video, but you got to go watch that video. I lost it.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So
But you know what? I so you guys know the shooting stars meme?
yes.
Yeah,
I
I was
totally
thinking about that too.
before I clicked play, I thought it was going to be that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be Daegarn's face to like shooting stars, just like flying through. I kind of want to see that video. So if anybody wants to do that, just like have them flying through the maps in
Yeah.
Dropzone or
Yeah.
something.
I'll link it.
I love that. I'd love to float through the maps. Yeah, I mean, when I saw Paradelton make a song like "Day is Life, Day is Love," dude, I was so glad, and he asked for a video, so yeah, just did my best and just made the best of it. I kind of went for that meme vibe. It was yeah, pretty funny. I liked it a lot. So let's see here. We have a little bit of topics written down, of course. We are going to talk a little bit, of course, about the patch notes that are upcoming. I don't think they're online just yet, but as I understood, you do have them already at your disposal with your magical powers.
I have them like in front of me over here on my other screen, so I'm looking at them. They're not up yet. We're gonna try and hopefully see about getting them up today. If not today, I will push to get them up as early as possible tomorrow morning.
That is
but
awesome.
they're done and complete. We just it's such a big update that we kind of wanted to make sure that like it goes out in every single languages, so we're getting the patch notes translated and stuff, and do a simultaneous release. So
yeah, that's really cool. That's really nice. And thanks a lot for giving us this premiere here, right on the Dropzone Nation podcast.
for sure,
Premiere of the patch notes that's unreleased. World first.
First time ever. Like, this is the big announcement. The big announcement,
because there are some really big features
right
in this patch, as I've heard. I've picked up some pretty crazy things. For example, this is the first thing we have written down, because we really want to know more about this. Can you tell us a bit more about how the 3v3 mode is going to be? Because we understand it's going to be in this patch.
Yep.
What?
It is coming. You will be able to play Team 3v3 tomorrow with the patch. It is super fun.
Awesome.
I think I was mentioning in Discord the other night, like, everybody here is constantly, we have a Slack channel, so all of our communications in office, you know, when we don't want to just like get up and go like talk to someone, you know, next door to us, we just type out to each other on Slack. And we have a Slack channel that's specifically for finding 3v3 games here in the office. And we're always just like, you know, need one, need two, like, who's up? You know, we'll be up at like, there will be people playing until, you know, midnight or you know, who knows when, all hours of the day, during the weekends and stuff. So you will be able to play it. The way it works is that each player, of course, will control one rig, and then you will form your squad of 3 players. And it's really a different experience. Like, the 1v1, of course, is very, you know, it's very micro intensive, and, you know, you have to be constantly thinking about what you're doing and controlling all 3 rigs. And it's no less strategic in 3v3 mode, because you have to pay attention to what your teammates are doing. You have to be very aware of like what's going on in the map. And even in some ways, it's a little bit, you have to be a lot more coordinated, because you have to be, we added in pings to your like command grid now. So you can hold Alt and you can click on a skill and be like, oh, my special move is up, you know, so like drone strike is up, and, you know, coordinate with your team and drop the wombo combos on people. But as far as micro goes, I think it's going to be a lot better for many people who are new to the game. You know, not only because they can jump in and play with their friends, which is a huge thing that we've heard people want, but also just the fact that, you know, controlling 3 rigs, like when you're just starting out and you've never played an RTS game before, can be, you know, kind of daunting for people. So I think that by us moving towards, you know, having this mode where it's, you know, 3v3 is going to be a big deal. And of course, you know, the regular v1 mode isn't going anywhere, and I'm sure you guys will bring it up, and I'll wait to talk about that a little bit until you bring it up. But we'll probably talk about ranked in a bit here. So that's a brand new 1v1 mode that's coming out. Yeah.
All right, sounds awesome. I think that's going to be a really nice entry into the game, especially from people who come from really a MOBA background. Because, as you said, it's like it has RTS elements, but it has also MOBA elements. And what I like about this game is that you have all these people coming in from all these different kind of scenes. They're coming from Dota, they're coming from StarCraft, they're coming from all these kind of different ways. And it might be a really cool idea, actually, to just have, just one MOBA hero being controlled. It's a much more familiar experience, and then they might move on to the 1v1 mode. It's a really cool way to actually introduce them to the game, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, it's not just MOBA players. I mean, there's so many, the MOBA audience is huge. And so they're definitely going to be a lot more familiar with it. And then, you know, as they get more proficient in their micro, they can decide like, hey, I want to try out controlling 3 rigs now. And that's something that they'll always be able to do. But I think too, not just RTS players and not just MOBA players, with this mode, I think we're going to be able to reach out to like maybe a lot of people who've never played either of those type of genres before, and get into it a little bit easier. Because, you know, it's we definitely want to, you know, broaden the audience and stuff. And I think that this mode is like a very nice entry point in that. And if I can just answer some questions that I'm seeing like in the chat. So I'll actually give you guys one of the other things that we haven't talked about yet, because I see Uzku in chat is asking about how does the queue work. So we are actually, with tomorrow's update, we are announcing a multi-queue for quick match. So when you go in and you click the big play button, you're going to have the option to click play, and you'll see the matchmaking window pop up, but you'll actually be able to select which game types you want to queue up for. So you can say, I want to do 3v3, I want to do 3v3 versus AI, I want to queue for a game that's 3v3 versus other humans. You know, you can, we're also going to introduce your account level. So you know how you've been leveling up over time, and you can see it up in the top right hand corner. You'll have that level for like you as a player. We're going to use that to sort of gate what modes you're going to be able to initially play. And the reason we do this is because, of course, for our more experienced players and people who have been like you guys, you know, who've been playing for a while, you'll have enough of an account rank to go in and play 1v1, and so unranked 1v1 or ranked 1v1. But for, you know, some of the new players, we don't necessarily want them to jump in and queue up for 1v1 and just get absolutely stomped. Because that would be rough on them. Yeah. So what we're going to have happen is you'll have initially, when a new player starts the game, brand new account, they'll be able to go in and queue up for 3v3 versus AI. So it's three human players doing like a comp stomp against AI, and then you'll unlock 3v3 versus humans. And then as you progress, you'll unlock unranked 1v1. And then by the time you get to sufficient level where you've had, you know, experience with a lot of gear, experience with a lot of pilots, and hopefully built up your roster of pilots as well, we're going to have ranked 1v1 unlocked for you. And you can queue up for all of those things all at once, once you have everything unlocked. And one other really cool feature that comes in the multi-queue is you'll be able to multi-queue in different regions too. So no more like jumping back and being like, oh, is anybody awake on North America? Is anybody here in Europe? You can queue for all of them at the same time and find a match.
Yeah, I hope this will be able to bring down the queue times a lot. I think it was mentioned in the chat that it would be able to. Before, you had to change all the time between the queues to find someone. And a big part of planning a match was either playing for me at least, was playing in tournaments or hopping into the match finder on the Discord. See if you can find someone there. But yeah, I hope that that this will lower the queue time, so you can actually play the game more often.
Yeah.
And like play all the modes, because I'm sure all of them are really fun.
Yep.
Actually, I want to ask one thing about 3v3, as Dropzone was marketed as a 1v1 strategy game at first. When development of the game kind of started, were you ever thinking that 3v3 would become a thing? Like you had 3 rigs from the beginning, I guess, but did you ever think, hey, what if you control 1 rig? Or did you think that this was like 2 standard MOBA, and then you actually realized how much fun it was when you started development?
It was. I mean, I can't speak for design and development, but I will say that at least from myself being here for the year, it really came about as more of a learning when we got to early access, because every time we would hear a lot. Actually, through closed beta, people would say, what if you could control only 1 rig? What about a mode where everybody takes control of a different rig in the squad? And our thinking for quite a while had been, it was a bit like the way that we designed our rigs and the way that we designed all the abilities and the cooldowns and the respawn times. We were really thinking that maybe it wouldn't be a good experience for players. And also it was a bit of, we had designed the game around 1v1. Like everything was designed around 1v1. All the balance, all the functionality for everything. But we had so many people like asking about it, and once we hit early access, we were starting to see that there were a lot of people who would come in and they just had no clue how to control those 3 rigs, or you would see them getting really frustrated. It was very hard for us to have like, oh, I love the game, it's so cool, it looks awesome, and I'm having a lot of fun, but my micro is really bad. I don't know if it's for me, like playing with these 3 people or with these 3 rigs. So while we were developing the Team 3v3 mode, we were thinking of just just having some kind of mode that could ease people in. And I talked about that. I've talked on Reddit and the Steam forums about it before, while still keeping all this stuff hush hush. I would always tell people, like, there's definitely things that we can do to make it easier and to make that curve a bit more gradual. And it was really really cool to see it all come together. And I don't think anybody could have anticipated how fun it was going to be. Cause it's just a blast when you play it now. And like, it's honestly, it's my favorite mode. Like I'm right before, well, I mean, you guys have seen me play on Friday night fights, now Thursday night throwdowns. I don't think anybody can be surprised about that one. I am the person who will never claim to be the best Dropzone player.
Oh man.
But yeah, like I have a blast with it. I think a lot of people will have a blast with it.
Yeah.
And as Rotting Jackal and Sloppy Greek are talking about in chat, 1v1 will always be the main focus. 1v1 is really, that's why we want to release ranked with this update too, because it's hugely important for our competitive players. I mean, we're having Battle of the Rigs, and we just had the CSL first collegiate Dropzone tournament finals just happened over the weekend, and our players are itching to have these competitive experiences with the game. It's a very competitive game. So that's going to be always like, the mountaintop, right? Like once you've gone up the mountain, now you're in the 1v1, and that's where you really like test your skill against other players.
Yep. Yeah. Paradelton, you want to say something about that? Yeah.
Yeah. I, for example, got 3 friends who are interested in this game, but got afraid playing it because they got demolished in the 1v1. So I just wanted to say this is a brilliant idea to get them in, to let them feel everything out before getting scared to, that they have to commit like so much time to get into this game, and by this they will have success even though they're just playing the game, for example by stomping the AI, and after that maybe some other guys. So I really think this is a great idea to get new players into the game. Good job, Sparkypants.
I think before we should probably head over to the next topic, I want to say something real quick. Commandlion, am I actually allowed to say that? I'm just gonna go actually ahead that I played 3v3 before, and
What?
as an like outsider and honestly more like 1v1 player, I just want to calm down some people that were gonna say like, oh, 3v3 is gonna be so casual, but as Commandlion said, it is really fun. Even if you're focused on 1v1, give this mode a try and just see how it plays tomorrow. I think you'll definitely be surprised by how fun it actually is.
Oni also has a great question. 3v3 has another map or different cooldowns?
3v3 will use Juggernaut and Mind the Gap. So there's no new map right now specifically for 3v3. As far as cooldowns, we did change a bit of the respawn times and the XP curve. Because in 3v3, I should mention that as you are leveling and gaining XP, every player is gaining XP at the same time. So you'll actually get to the point where in a 1v1 game where you have to manage which rigs you're allocating your XP to. In this, you'll actually just be gathering XP and everyone can upgrade. So you'll actually, it's pretty cool because like everybody knows the feeling of getting, your level 5s and getting your special moves and like being able to drop them on top of the enemy. In 3v3, everyone will get their special move. And you will have ample time to like do team fights, because the focus stops being so much on farming for XP. It becomes farming about cores, but it's like, now you're trying to get as many points as possible, and everybody has their special moves. Everybody's level 5. So it's and actually, I just saw Christian in chat is saying it sounds like it'll snowball really hard. Surprisingly enough, it doesn't, because it's just been, at least my experience with it has been really, really close matches all the time, and it feels a lot more like getting those buzzer beater moments where it comes down to like 1 or 2 points, or it comes down to one final objective, it's pretty cool. I also, before I forget, I also wanted to bring up, because Paradelton, you were saying that you have a couple friends who wanted to play the game with you. I should mention too, one of the announcements that we haven't talked about yet is we are going to unveil in tomorrow's patch a brand new party system. So you will actually be able to party up with 2 other friends, and you can all queue simultaneously for 3v3. You will be able to have your own private party chat. You can coordinate your builds beforehand, and as you leave the matches, you will actually stay within that party too. So you can
nice.
Just keep queuing up over and over and playing more and more.
Awesome.
Yeah. We worked really hard on the party system, so I hope you guys like it, and I hope you try it out.
That's a great thing to get more games in. For example, I always just want to play with them and not just against them. So it's just great news.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a great way to actually, exactly like you said, socialize a little bit and get with your friends together and work towards the common goal. Because yeah, it does feel pretty lonely sometimes as a bad Dropzone player. I start feeling lonely sometimes. I'm like, I'm just sitting here alone. How can I? And I'm talking to Maze, like, Maze, please teach me Dropzone so I can join you guys and have fun. So yeah, it will be really fun to join Maze and Paradelton in the 3v3. So actually, I will have some competence on my side. That would be nice for a change. So I'm really excited for this mode for sure.
And I think it's going to be cool for you guys too, you know, especially since all of you guys stream. We have a lot of streamers in the community. I think it'll be really cool because now you can be on stream and be like, oh, I want to, you know, play with the person who's streaming, or I want to play with this other person. You can bring people in from chat and like hang out with them and get into some 3v3 matches. And eventually too, we are going to, it won't be in this patch, but we are actually going to have it where you can queue up for infestation as well.
Nice.
All right, awesome. This makes me think though, because we have of course the 2v2 mode, because it's getting kind of confusing now. So the 2v2 mode with 6 rigs. Are there plans for that to do a similar thing to that, or is kind of the 3v3 mode kind of a tryout just to see how it goes, and then maybe in the future, or not really?
And so where's the 2v2 with 10 rigs though?
Oh yeah, that one too.
Oh boy, there would just be overload on the screen.
Yeah, that would be much.
Yeah, that's way too much. We've tried to experiment with a couple different ways of doing 2v2. I don't have anything to really talk about that, except I want to tease and just say like, well, it's not really tease. It's just kind of like letting you guys know that we've tried some things. I don't really have anything at all to announce about it. You know, 2v2 is still going to be a mode. 3v3 is, you know, going to stick around. It's not like a trial mode where, you know, you're going to see it for like a week and then it goes away. We've put a lot of time and a lot of effort into 3v3, and we're going to keep improving 3v3 as well, alongside 1v1. But yeah, 2v2 is still there. You know, you can still drop in on Icebreaker and have, you know, 12 rigs, you know, going nuts. Yeah,
because that is already a crazy mode, of course, especially to watch. It's so much stuff going on the screen, but it's also very, very exciting too.
The Skylances.
Yeah. I mean, Mace and Pert did this amazing build with Skylances in Battle of the Rigs. I don't know if you saw it. They just spammed Skylances all the time, and they completely wrecked. That was so cool to see. All right,
Skylance is so fun.
Yeah, it definitely is, and Mace knows all about that. All about that one. All right. So yeah, that's it.
Only our plans for the Battle of the Rigs. Oh my god. No.
Oh, like they can't rewatch all the VODs and figure out your strategies, right? All right, yeah, Maze will have to switch it up, I guess. Yeah. All right, let's see. So that's a 3v3 stuff. I actually had some questions a little bit. So you said there were about the XP gain. It'll be all across the 3 rigs. So it won't be like you can just like have your damage dealer and just rush him up to 5 and leave your other guys lower. So that's not possible right now. So they just scale all evenly.
Yeah. As you farm, you will like accrue. It's all the same shared XP bar, so same thing. It's just we're allowing each player to level up at the same rate.
Okay. All right. That's one question I had about that. So I guess you guys would want to talk a little bit about the ranked mode that's coming. I'm sure a lot of people in chat, of course, are going to be pretty excited about that, especially the better players amongst us. They're going to be battling for those top ranks. Yeah, what I was really wondering about myself, I'm not really sure how the ranked mode exactly is going to be structured. Because, of course, the normal quick play, or the normal queuing, as you would call it, of course, already has a rank. So I thought, you know, it already has a number associated to it, because, like, Majus was like, of course, he was once rank 1, but not anymore, obviously. But they were, like, kind of battling for the ranks already. So, yeah. So I was actually wondering, so how is this ranked mode going to be different, and how is it going to change the competitive gameplay in the game, kind of?
Okay, so ranked mode is actually going to be rolled out over time. I will say, so just to speak to the current like 1v1 unranked leaderboards, this is not a dig at anybody's skill, but those leaderboards are pretty garbage because they don't have to pay.
I know, we all know.
So you can kind of like sit there. Everybody knows. Everybody who's gone through it.
But everyone's still concerned about it.
Everyone's super concerned about it, and it's just like,
why am I not ranked one?
Sit there. You can sit there for a while and you know, be pretty confident that you're not gonna, you know, drop down unless, you know, people are playing, especially if you're at the top ranks. Like, people would have to play a ridiculous amount to unseat the top ranks. So we're actually going to get rid of that. That's going away, that leaderboard. You know, pause for cheers there. But tomorrow, with ranked 1v1, so tomorrow what's going to happen is there is not going to be any kind of leaderboard tomorrow. What we're actually introducing tomorrow is the ranked draft. And this will give players a chance to look at the draft, and I'll talk a little bit about, you know, how that works and how that differs from regular unranked 1v1 in a sec. But just to let you guys know, like, we'll be rolling this out over time. So the plan is to have, at first, tomorrow is going to be ranked 1v1 that is the draft, so the players can get used to how that feels. We will then eventually release ranked 1v1 leaderboards, which will be a better leaderboard that has like decay and all those other cool features that you want. But eventually, where we really want to take this is 1v1 is going to have different divisions. So, you know, we'll have bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond. I think it goes to masters. There's 6 divisions. I might have garbled those up a little bit, but that's the plan. You'll have placement matches. You will have reputation points that you will accrue. So that's like your number within your specific division. And when you reach a certain number of reputation points, in order to advance, you'll play some more matches, and if you win 3 out of those 5 like challenger matches, you'll actually advance to the next rank. On the flip side, what we want to have happen is every time you lose a match, you'll lose reputation points, and if you drop a certain number, you'll go into like critical mode, and if you lose X number of matches in critical mode, you'll actually drop a rank. So that's the ultimate like high level plan of what we want to do. But tomorrow, what's getting released is ranked 1v1 draft, which is basically how it works is, you know, with the squad builder, you have all these, you save a squad now rather than saving your rigs. You will have a specific unranked, or I keep saying unranked. You will have a specific ranked squad. It will be marked and say ranked. And in that squad, you'll be able to actually, when you go into the draft, you'll pick your pilots. Kind of like if you were in CBT, it's very much like the old draft. You'll be able to go and say, like, I want to pick, you know, these 3 pilots, and you'll alternate between picks. So, you know, you'll pick 1, your enemy will pick 2, and then you'll pick your 2 players, and they'll pick their last player. And then from that, what's really cool and what's really different that players haven't seen is our sideboard feature. And what the sideboard is basically, it is, you can sort of think of it like a vault that has 10 spaces for different gear in it. So you can say, like, well, I'm going to go into I want to play ranked. And because you can't have duplicate pilots in ranked, which means that counter picking is like a huge deal, you can actually set aside up to 10 pieces of gear for your other pilots. So let's say, you know, you equip something on, like you kit out your warhead, right? And the other player just picks warhead, and you're like, oh man, like, what do I do now? Who do I have left? Well, you know, maybe I can put in Vanguard instead, and I have my sideboard with all this gear that I've pre-prepared, and I can swap that out for and build like a really cool Vanguard to counter whatever they're bringing. So that's going to be really fun. I think that there's just a huge amount of depth in there with that. So I think our players who want to be competitive are really gonna get a lot out of that. And there's gonna be some cool you'll see some stuff that might be a little bit off meta, and I think it's gonna come in and really shake up a lot of how people play.
What if you? What's it called? Slag hammer? What are you earning?
Yeah.
Slag hammer? Yeah. No, it's ground pound. No, it's not ground pounder.
Yeah, ground pounder. 2 ground pounders.
Those things are really annoying.
I love watching
Beat me.
2 ground pounder builds. It's just funny.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Funny because I lost.
Yeah. He lost to
It's just funny to see. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So in custom games, for example, when you play tournament matches like Battle of the Rigs, for example, we're using custom games in the 1v1 because of the spectator slots.
Right.
Will you only have blind pick there, or also the draft pick? Because depending on the tournament rules, you might need to wait with spectating then.
I think, let me see. I want to pull up those patch notes that I was talking about. I've been doing those all from memory. Are we going to have the draft? I don't know if we're going to have, ranked draft option in custom lobbies is a work in progress and will be next week. So not
nice.
tomorrow's
Okay.
release, but yeah, next week.
Okay.
All right, awesome. So I had a question in my head. I kind of forgot now what the question was again. All right, that's actually huge with the draft, that you can't actually pick the guy that's the gunner that the other guy picked. So that's actually going to be completely huge for all the rigs almost are gonna have to see some use, and that is really cool to actually force that kind of a little bit. And I'm pretty sure with the vault you just said you can kind of adjust your build on the fly, while you're drafting you can set up an entirely new character to counter the other guy. So kind of you are in a disadvantage because he picked your guy, but at the same time then again you can go ahead and counter his with a completely different crazy Vanguard or whatever. That is actually, that is super cool. I just wanted to say that. That's indeed, like you said, going to bring some great depth to the field here. I'm sure, the theory crafters are going to have a hell of a great time on the draft. I'm pretty sure with some builds that they have in mind, or maybe just come up with something entirely new while playing on the battlefield. It's just so cool. We'll bring so much.
You're basically forced to come up with something new.
Yep.
Turbine. Who is
Fun
this
fact,
guy?
Turbine.
I think you'll see a lot of different synergies too, because like you said, if someone comes in and picks your favorite first pick, they've got first pick, but now I have the next 2 picks. I can figure out and I can build something new on the fly too. So if I see I take the time to look and see what you're bringing, I can be like, okay, I've got some stuff that I can counter that.
Yeah, and then he can do the same to you as well.
Yeah.
He's picking again. That's gonna be so cool, especially while casting.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, because right now when I casted some matches, it was always like, okay, these guys have this gear and these guys have that gear. And now it's gonna be like, what is he gonna do against that? That's gonna be so cool to see. All right, does anyone have anything to add to the ranked mode?
I'm just hyped.
You're hyped? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
He's hyped for 3v3 because he sucks in 1v1.
What? What is that, Mr. Rank 2?
Also, I will say, Commandpants just answered Christian, but Christian was asking about will the timers for the draft be increased? We actually have we actually give you a lot of time now in the draft so that you can be able to see to analyze what your opponent is bringing and take the time to look it over and think about your own strategy. And draft will actually have like a ready up button now, so you can say like ready up, I'm good to go, but you can take a little bit of time to look over and see like, oh, they're bringing this, and this is how this works with that. Okay, I can think about my strategy beforehand.
Yeah, I can imagine there needs to be quite a bit of time if you have to actually figure out a build on the fly. That's gonna encounter quite a bit of gonna need quite a bit of time here. Let's see. I have a couple of things written down here. We had some rumors, some mysterious rumors about a certain thing that I think a lot of people might find interesting, and maybe you can't really talk about it yet, but I do want to ask you, is there anything you can tell us about the 5th class?
About the 5th class?
A potential 5th
So
class.
the 5th class is the 5th class that we're going to release in the future in Dropzone. The 5th class will have pilots, and they will have some specialized gear, and the 5th class will perform a role on the battlefield that you have not seen before. And that is all I can say about the 5th class right now.
Okay, let's move right on then.
I've got there's still 2 really big announcements I haven't gotten to, but I'm going to save those till the end.
Oh,
So,
okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'll let you guys exhaust your questions, and you can ask me, like, there's some gear changes in this patch and some gameplay changes and stuff that we haven't talked about. Mostly like number changes and things like that.
Yeah. Maybe you can.
But I'll let you guys.
Maybe you can give us a short rundown about what's going on in the patch notes in terms of nerfs and buffs and whatnot.
So I mentioned the alt-click pings, which is a new like gameplay thing that I think is really cool. Like you can hold alt and you can click on any skill that you have. You can also click on the player portrait, your pilot portrait in the command grid, and it'll say like, oh, I've got X amount of health left. That's pretty cool. Let's see, what's cool changes that I can talk about in here. This is one. It seems minor, but like I heard people talk about this on Discord, and there was actually like a long conversation about it, about palm rockets being able to grab like replicating rifle or plasma drone or like lapse generator minions, and even like mini Kavash, like the soldiers and the workers, doesn't do that anymore.
Oh.
It will. So like palm rocket users rejoice. It doesn't do that at all anymore.
Oh,
really
the Dex comeback confirmed
Dex,
on podcast.
Dex can finally be Dex hooks again. You can put his surname back on. So let's see what else is cool. Vanguard special move. I don't know if anybody got to see it during any of the streams recently, but Vanguard special move Angel of Mercy is different now. It actually, you can target an enemy unit and leash to them and follow them around. That's pretty cool. That actually makes her like a lot better.
Yeah.
What else is cool? There's actually a lot. I don't know if I can get through this because it'll kind of be boring to like read off like this number changed to this number. But it's actually like, I think that when you do go through it, there's a lot in there for people to get excited about.
All right.
Especially with like we did the speed scaling and the HP scaling.
Yeah.
For the rigs last week.
Yeah. Yeah, so much things to look forward to, especially for the theory crafters who are going to be very interested in those numbers. So you'll be able to see that probably tomorrow when the patch notes actually come out, and you can read all of it about there. Let's see. I have a couple of different topics, unless Majus or Paradelton have something that they want to bring up.
Nope.
All right, let's see. So I had another one written down that Paradelton actually asked. How are people going to be able to customize their experience more in the future? Are there going to be more skins? Are there going to be more different things? Or is there anything else planned that you can tell us on that front?
Oof, I don't. So, as far as skins, the alter egos go. I don't know if we talked about this a little, but I don't think unless I see Commandlion say anything in the chat right now.
Yeah,
You know, so much cool alter ego concepts in the art book. If you got the Commander edition, you were able to take a look at the art. There's so many cool concepts. I think there was like one fish cortex or shark cortex or something that was really cool, for example, and they're all were really awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So Coleman says that we're gonna change how alter egos work, and I guess I can hint at then that one of the things that players have said about alter egos has been, they're really cool, they're awesome designs. The only problem is that they're kind of restrictive, right? So you get this awesome like skin that has all these super cool effects, and you're locked into, but you can only use that gear with it, or that loadout, I should say, that one whole complete loadout.
Oh.
So we've heard that feedback, and we will, we've taken it to heart, and we're going to change the way that alter egos work, and so it'll be pretty cool. And a lot of those concepts that you see in the art book, we've got a ton of them kicking around. I mean, I need to go back and read the art book, but like we had the steampunk cortex, and we had this really cool one. It was like a knight Plutus. That's really cool.
Awesome.
So we'll change the way that that alter egos work to be a bit better for the user experience.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds really awesome, because of course people want to bling out. They want to show how cool they are. That's what video games are about, right?
Yeah.
Just showing, look how cool I am. I have this skin. Yeah, that's gonna be, really cool as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, like you've seen the customizations that we're doing in terms of, we've got the vision tower icons. Those are always fun, because those are like a nice, like, especially if you capture your enemy's vision tower and they have to walk by, and like on their way to capture it, they're seeing, your logo up there, and like, this is mine now. That's a really cool feeling. And so more customization in that regard with, the vision tower avatar, or icons, I should say, your player avatars. We've always got, more of those kicking.
Okay.
And we'll keep, if you guys have any suggestions, if anybody in chat has suggestions in the community, toss those out to us, because we love hearing about what you guys would like to see in terms of customization. Like, what would make you guys happy and think like, oh, that's awesome, that's something that I totally want to rock on my rig, or something that I totally like to like show off to to my opponent or to my teammates.
Announcer
we love
packs.
hearing that stuff. We've heard announcer packs. Yeah.
Eaten by Kavash.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's not a customization.
What about the Dropzone, Reb? When you start up the game, like start up Dropzone. Hey everyone, what's up? What's going on?
What is up, guys? Daegarn here, and welcome to Dropzone.
You're like showing off his thing, and I'm like, that's not a customization. Like, you can't give everybody those.
Another question: can I have my face as a Vision Tower logo? Then it is mine. It is mine at that point.
Wait, okay, so my face isn't even a Vision Tower logo yet, and I've got one of those like portraits. I want my like. Have you guys seen my avatar? My like, I've got the kissing face avatar. I want that. As I gotta go talk to Mark after.
Or something like a taunt when you kill someone, press a button, and then the face will come up above your rig. I think.
Taunts would be cool. I think everybody's seen that picture of the rig dancing, like that TGIF GIF that I post.
Yep.
generate. That's been a thought,
Cool.
We need a new sentence that you can say to your opponent. I'm sorry. I just need that for salt measurements.
Oh, in the
chat.
Are you saying like a voice line or like the in the chat
line
thing? You know what? It's funny because like I've wanted in the not as a voice line, but I've been wanting I'm sorry and thank you as what do you call it in the chat wheel.
Oh yeah. That's what
but I was only thinking of it in terms of like saying like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course.
For like team play, but now that you said it, like that could be like a super salty thing to do to people, just like team wipe. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so that's customization. Some really cool things to look forward to in that department as well. I'm really looking forward to that as well. Let's see. We also had a question a little bit about the lore. So I'm sure there are many plans still for the lore. Is there being worked on right now, or is it something that's going to be in the future? So how's it going with the lore about Dropzone?
So we have a ton of lore. We wrote this huge universe for Dropzone. We actually had a timeline that showed from the formation of terraforming the planets to how the Belters came about, the rise of the corporations, everything from discovering core energy to where we are now after post K-Day, and a lot of that stuff hasn't admittedly been surfaced very well, and we want to do that. So I don't have any immediate plans to talk about, but it's definitely something that we want to do. Matter of fact, if you were on the Dropzone Nation Discord the other day, Stuart Jeff, our lead designer, was actually talking about some places where we want to take the contract system. And if you haven't checked out the contracts yet, those are special missions that come through the transmissions window when you log into the game. And those are sort of bite-sized chunks of story. You can play through these missions and learn a little bit about the characters, learn a little bit about the world. And we want to just keep expanding on that. So Stu the other day was actually talking about eventually what we would love to have happen is to get it where as you're accepting these contracts from people, you're building up sort of faction reputation with them, and you're being introduced to new contracts, and you're seeing a little bit more of the world. Yeah, and so it's gonna let you through talking about or through doing missions for what group you'll learn a bit more about them, and that'll change things you'll be access to.
You were saying you were planning on expanding the contracts. They have been pretty well received, actually, the contracts in the feedback. So, do you have any ETA on when a new contract will hit?
When is the next contract gonna hit? I think we were actually working on 2 of them earlier, but I don't have an ETA.
Okay, but you're working on them, and they will come.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, for sure. The contract, the contracts are definitely going to be something we want to focus on. The other thing is, I should mention too that we're actually going to not only that's in-game stuff. We do want to try and surface some more lore out of game, Fiend is his name in game, Andrew Ossian. He's our resident lore writer, and he loves doing all that stuff. So a lot of the voice lines you hear from pilots, he's the one who's writing those lines and stuff. And he's always give me more lore to write. Just let me write stuff. And so we're gonna try and see if we can put that out, in other places. Maybe that's social media. Maybe that's on the websites. Maybe we'll do something in the Steam community hub. Maybe we'll do some videos for it. We've talked about a lot of different things.
Videos?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like
And
little,
what's
I mean,
with
nothing. Don't think in terms of like, the cinematic trailer, but just things like
Yeah.
maybe some cool videos about things in the world.
And
We've been really doing a lot of the comic art style stuff, and that's something we want to do more of. So we'll see.
yeah, and I guess you read my suggestion about the webcomic and stuff.
I did. Dude, I love that suggestion.
Yeah,
It's so
it's-
cool.
We played it. I played Dawngate for 3 years, and
Okay.
for 3 years we had this awesome lore, which every week we got a new page, and after
Right.
a conflict happened, all players got to choose an opinion which what will happen next on the whole story, and I think that would be totally awesome. if
That
we
would
could-
that would be really cool.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Steal it.
yeah, like the prequel comic. I will say that like the prequel comic, or just any kind of comic, about the lore, is something that people have expressed wanting to do. I don't have. I mentioned it on the forum, our old forums, where you posted. Like we don't have any plans right now for it, but I have not talked about what's happening next week. Commandlion is asking me in chat. I'm building up suspense. I'm letting like. Let's let them have all their questions first, because it's two. I still have two big announcements.
Yeah.
Two really big announcements.
We are almost approaching the hour here. Actually, we're at 56 minutes right now. Actually, already. But there was one more question that we kind of formulated. That is actually a pretty big one. It's very general as well. But we would like to know a little bit more about this, and that is about the future of Dropzone in esports, and how Sparkypants is going to be involved in tournaments themselves, or the developers that are going to be involved in tournaments themselves. Is Sparkypants, like, are you guys planning to make some kind of a big tournament that you guys sponsor as well, or something along those lines? Or do you guys have plans for that, to just make your own tournaments? Kind of like I'm thinking right now about, like, for example, Valve every year they do the international. Of course, that's really, really big, of course, but something along those lines. Something along those lines. Are there kind of plans for that, or not really at this point?
I mean, we started working with a lot of tournament organizers right now, right? So like, Battle of the Rigs with Take, the CSL tournament. We actually, donated into that prize pool to give clubs an extra bonus sponsorship. So we're gonna be looking at more opportunities in that. I will say that.
He said Hive Buster Cup, but never mind that.
Yeah, this is another topic.
Please
you guys-
continue.
Yeah, you guys have to announce that. I'm not going to announce that. But yeah, like, so I think that, there's definitely, we definitely want to get involved with a lot of those tournaments and help, like, raise up a lot of those tournaments, and give organizers the ability to do so. But yeah, I think first is, and this is probably going to lead into, since we are getting to the top of the hour, this will lead into the next two big announcements. But the first thing we have to do, of course, is to build out the community for Dropzone.
Yeah.
To be successful as an esport, we definitely want to have a wide community of players and an involved community of players like yourselves. So that's where we're at right now. And okay, so from that, here's the seg. So starting tomorrow, big announcement number one is that we are going to have a sale on Squad Bundle and Commander Bundle. So this will actually be like the last time that you will be able to get them, because they're going to be Squad Bundle and Commander Bundle are both going to be 50% off. And if you already have the Squad Bundle, You got drunk? What?
I already bought them.
I don't have the command bundle yet.
Scammed again.
So, good for me.
Yeah. You had it before like a lot of people. So there you go.
Yeah. Read the real OGs.
And you still got all the cool stuff with it.
I donated for a great cause and a great game.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. That's how you think about it. So so they're going to be on sale. Both Commander Edition and Squad Edition are going to be 50% off. And then the upgrade to Commander Edition, if you already have Squad Edition, is going to be 30% off. And big announcement number 2, this is the big one. The reason time that you are going to be able to get these bundles and why they are going on sale is on April 12th. April 12th, we are going to go free to play.
What?
That was really unexpected.
A little bit.
I didn't expect free to play to come that soon.
So it's still gonna be beta then.
It was like big announcement. Oh, 12th April. Okay, next class or something. But here's with free to play out of nowhere. Oh my god.
So it's gonna be open beta starting on the 12th. The sale will run from tomorrow, the 5th, until the 12th. But yeah, on the 12th, you are going to be able to go in, bring players in, party up, play 3v3. Do all that good stuff, bring people into the community, and just play the game.
Majus, there's your question answered about the waiting times in the queue, right?
There you go, right? Like,
holy, plenty of people to play with now.
I'm so
many people.
I'm so shocked about this. This is
oh my god.
It's like today. Hey guys, let's do a podcast about tomorrow's patch. And then suddenly, wow, it's free to play. What?
You heard
it's still early access because there's still a lot of things we still got to do, but it is going to be free to play, so we're going to have a lot more people come in, give us your feedback, let us know how you're digging it.
It will stay on Steam though, free to play, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
We are on Steam for good.
That is an amazing announcement, guys. You heard it here first. Dropzone Nation podcast #1 with Commandlion. And we got this huge announcement. Dropzone is going to be going free to play on April 12th. That was?
Mark your calendars. April
12th, guys.
Wait,
invite your friends. Invite your mom.
Tell your friends.
Invite your uncle. Invite everyone. There is no excuse. There's no excuse. There is literally everyone who didn't try Dropzone yet. You have a 3v3 mode where you can play with one rig. It's going to be super accessible. The border is going to be even lower now with free-to-play coming. So, I feel like you guys calculated this. I just get this kind of notion that you guys kind of,
wait,
that's weird.
Oh, shit.
Let Majus talk now.
Go ahead, Majus.
I'm I'm on vacation in a few days, so why you doing this now? What?
Not gonna happen.
Wait.
I need a reschedule. I gotta tell my grandma, sorry, grandma, we can't go on a road trip. I gotta play Dropzone.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's what. No, man, look. Here's what you do. I'll make it even simpler than that. You go on a road trip, and everybody you meet, you just tell them, "Hey, did you know Dropzone is free to play now?"
Yeah. I'm actually going to Berlin, so I'm gonna spread the word.
There you go.
This game is free to play.
Bring the poster and just like walk around with it.
I will bring the poster. I have 3 shirts, so I can wear Dropzone shirts over my whole road trip since it will be like 5 days. Yeah.
Also, to make a perfect connection, the 12th April is still before the 15th of April, where the Hivebuster Cup will start.
That will be the first tournament these guys will see.
Wait, so a lot of free-to-play... Oh my god.
Yeah.
So,
this changes a lot.
Prepare those brackets. Like,
every one of you could get the chance playing in the very first Dropzone Nation esport scene cup, seasonal cup thing. But yeah, should we come to this now or later?
Sure, go ahead. We're past the hour now, so we're kind of going to round it off a little bit, just a little bit. So go ahead.
So
You can top the free to play, but go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I can't top this, but to kind of grow the esport part of this game, since I feel like this game is very competitive, and also after getting kicked my butt in y'all's tournaments every week, I just figured out why not create your own tournament. So I'm the event organizer of Dropzone Nation. I created the so-called Hive Buster Cup, which will be a quarterly season cup in Dropzone in 1v1, where everyone can participate, even though the game now is free. So really everyone can participate in the tournament. There will be a total prize pool of at least 375 euros guaranteed, if not more. There will be 5 tournaments each quarterly season. So there will be 4 tournaments where everyone can participate, and people will be able to earn points for their placings, which will get to a leaderboard, our internal leaderboard, where the people can qualify for the quarterly main event, where a much greater prize pool will be provided. So,
awesome. And where do they sign up, Paradelton? Where can you sign up for this Hivebuster Cup? Where do you sign up? Tell me.
You sign up on Challenge. I will link the link real quick.
Let's see.
While you're looking for the link, let me actually add something onto the prize pool. I don't know if you can see it below our stream. We have a small donation button. Every you ever make will actually go into the prize pool. So this is all for you.
Sparkypants, we need compendiums.
Here's the link, guys. So,
do you even know how?
No
that, you don't even know how much that sells.
No
so the thing I want to do with the cup is not to right now not to get the best players, and I just want as many players as possible, just to help growing the esports scene of
Awesome.
Dropzone. And also we have plans to maybe announce a yearly cup final. So every major tournament where you collected points will go into a yearly leaderboard as well, where you can qualify for our championship tournament.
Right. And also a video is going to be coming up on the Dropzone Nation channel, also kind of outlining all the features that the Dropzone Nation Hivebuster Cup is going to have. So there's going to be a video uploaded of that pretty soon. I think we kind of need to round off now. We're at a little bit over an hour now, but it was, for me at least, a blast. Unless anyone still has something to add to this wonderful podcast already, I don't think we're going to be able to top anything. So, okay.
I'm just going to paste.
Yeah, if no one has anything to add right now, then, well, I would love to thank you for coming, Commandlion. Big applause for him. Big applause for Commandlion with this beautiful announcement. A couple of announcements. Of course,
Shocking
the discount that's coming.
Holy shit.
Discount that's coming. I will still be buying the Commanders bundle just because I want to support you guys. And it's 50% off. It's going to free to play soon, but maybe it's still the only chance to get those goodies still.
It will be the last chance you have to get it.
There you go. The last chance. The last chance.
You're going to get all the pilots. You are going to get, 240 pieces of gear, 120 right now, and then, another 120 as it's released. You're going to get, the art book. You're going to get, the alter egos, all that stuff. So
yeah, 50% off of the Commanders bundle. Last chance to get it, guys, and at a discounted price. While the game will be going free to play as April 12th. Mark your agendas because Dropzone is going to be packed. I'm pretty sure you're going to see so much streams. I'm so excited. Anyways, Commandlion, thank you so much again for joining us for this very first episode of the Dropzone Nation podcast. Immediately hitting in like a bombshell. Of course,
Yeah.
thanks Paradelton. Thank you, Majus, for joining us here on the Dropzone Nation podcast. We will see you guys in the future as well. And maybe Commandlion will be on in the future as well. One more
for sure.
time, if he wants to. So yeah,
One more time.
Anytime.
one more time or multiple times. We
Or
we will
multiple
we will
times.
definitely stay in touch with you. And of course, the people who viewed in Twitch right now, everyone, a lot of thanks for watching the podcast. Also, people watching on YouTube who didn't experience this amazing event live, you should next time. We will definitely be announcing that in the Dropzone Nation Discord, of course. And of course, follow the channel if you want to be notified when we go live. And then we will see you guys next time. Yeah, take care, guys.
Take care, guys.